Hi everyone, I'm Steve Huff. This is John Lennox, and we're at CombatCon in Vegas, where we've been teaching Tomahawk and knife based on Colonel McLemore's system. So we'll give you guys a little bit of a look at what we've been doing. All right, so we're basically going from the wooden-headed ball club to the metal-headed tomahawks, and we've been looking at the evolution of the weapon, a bit of the history behind it, and then some techniques. All right, so with it being an impact weapon, one of the things that you have to realize is once you get that weapon moving, it's generally going to want to stay in motion. It's too heavy to try to do a lot of quick redirection. It's easier with the trainers, but you don't want to train in a different way than you would really fight. So as he's coming in, knowing that that's got a lot of momentum on it, I have a couple of different options. I can void, I can block, or I can deflect and counter. If I just void and move out of the way, that's great, he hasn't hit me, but now I have no follow-up. If I block, what happens is once we're here, then his action stops, my action stops, and we can both pick up from there. The way the Native Americans moved is they were very fluid. Native American warfare was pretty much guerrilla warfare where they were moving and blasting through their target and their opponent. So as he's coming in, I'm going to step offline, getting behind his time, deflecting. I can then counter, move in immediately, chambering for that next hit to where I can drive him back and launch attacks wherever I need to. It's a very organic system. It's not as structured as some of the things like historical fencing and all of that you've seen here. It is a much more fluid and kind of dynamic type of combat. As we're moving around, every time he comes in with that, I not only have to deal with trying to stop the weapon, but that added impact. He may also have a secondary weapon. A lot of times these were used in conjunction with a knife. So as he's coming in, I want to try to get to that outside line and then move. I cover his line and then close in. The reason I close in is because a lot of times you may be dealing with multiple opponents. Once I've hit, I can control and look for my other opponent. The nice thing about the Tomahawk being an impact weapon is generally anything I hit is destroyed. So as I move in here, even if I'm hitting with just the haft on that forearm, I've done a lot of damage. I can then use that to hook where the beak would bite into there. You can see even with the plastic one, it's kind of getting that pinch. I can drive that down. That is going to take the fight to where his focus is on there. It's a lot of continual motion. I will move in. Once I've moved in and closed, I want to keep him off balance. That way I can continue to strike whatever. Notice how I broke his structure. I moved him back, hooking the leg. As he drops back, before he falls, I can step back and counter. So it's a very fluid, very dynamic type of style.